right, y'all. It's a Tuesday. It's lunchtime. I'm just going to wait for a couple of y'all to come on in the room. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Hello to everyone in the KISHSHANAVERSE who is tuning in for a shot of vitamin K, my friends. I know some of y'all were really hazing me that I have not been. Of course, the doorbell would ring. This is like the hilarity of this show. Of course, the doorbell would ring exactly at the time that I go live when I have been sitting here all morning. But welcome, welcome, welcome to a shot of vitamin K. I am your host. The dog has gone to go see who it is. That's how you know that we are at home. Let me close the door back. And if you see it open again, it's because Chanel, my dog, has opened back the door. So let's see. Chanel, you either go out or you stay in. Okay, y'all. Listen. This is why. First of all, y'all like my outfit for today? Are we here for it? I want y'all to know that one of my really good girlfriends and also one of my coaches for at here at Kishshana & Co. I get teased a lot that I work from home. Welcome to my home office. And that I still get dressed every day to sit in my office downstairs. And it's true. I mean, I don't put on a full beat, y'all, but I do get dressed every day. So drop it for me in the chat if you, in fact, get dressed every day. What's up, Precious? What's going on? Welcome, welcome. Grab your lunch. I'm on liquid lunch today, y'all. And so, come on, Steven. That's what to slay in the outfit. You know, I try, okay? The outfit is cute. You got to do good for yourself, okay? I need folks to have fresh cuts, coiffs. I need you to feel good. I need your skin to be good. I need us to not look like we're just, we're falling apart. And for those of y'all who are in the same boat as me, I am in a transition point in my life, y'all. I have transitioned. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but my hair is different. If you've been following me for long enough, you know that I used to have a really short, curly, blonde cut. Y'all, my hair is grown out, and now I am fully locked. Can you imagine? And I know that shouldn't be like a huge, even big deal that I've changed my hair, but oh my gosh, with the Crown Act and with the continued legislation around our hair and our bodies and our beings, something like your hair is something to celebrate, okay? The fact that I've taken it over for myself. So I appreciate y'all for hanging with me. And I can't tell y'all, the Gemini in me put this show down for a week. And I look, y'all, it's been since April. This is what happens to me. How many of you all are in your businesses? You're in your organizations. Heck, you are in your families right now. And you go to put down something that you really loved and were working on for about 32 seconds. And then you look up and it was 6 months to a year later. Am I the only one? I know y'all are going to drop it in the chat and y'all are going to tell me in the DMs because that's how y'all do me. Y'all don't tell none of your business on the public internet, but you tell me in the chat, which is hysterical. I know I'm not the only one. You know, we are well-intentioned. And one of the things that I talk to my daughter about, the queenager, is about consistency and is about thinking through what discipline really means. And I've tried to move her out of the word discipline, which has this connotation of you got to get it in the trenches, and move her to commitment. And what does it mean to actually commit to something for yourself when no one is looking? And what does it mean to do a thing even when it seems like no one is showing up? Did you show up for yourself? And even though I teach these lessons, even though I believe this deeply, y'all, sometimes when the rubber meets the road, we just can't do anything but put one foot in front of the other. And so it started one day where I had a sinus infection, and then it moved, and then I got COVID again, and then I was depressed behind that, and then the anniversary of my stepfather's passing came. Then my birthday, and y'all, this is how life happens. So you can imagine that might be why I decided I needed to take a little bit of a step back. And so today I'm going to talk with y'all for just a little bit about how I did a workcation. Now, I'm going to admit to y'all, I tell y'all all my business. If you go back and watch my lives, you know that I told y'all you could do a trivia question and win some money behind me, okay? One of the things... Yes, come on and take her. Listen, the queenager, I believe, has the best internet auntie and uncle network in the world. And I'm going to give y'all a really quick aside before I talk about workcation. It's related. So the Queenager went to UCLA a couple weeks ago for a pre-med exploration program. And so the purpose of this program was to get these young people in high school really acclimated to all aspects of the health and medical professions. So everything from doctor, surgeon, specialty, through nursing, nurse practitioner, administrative specialty, through technicians, everything from radiology to phlebotomy and beyond, to business and administration to policy. I mean, they had these babies all over the place from 6 a.m. to 10 at night. The child was so tired when I picked her up finally, and we had college tours to do after I picked her up, that when we got back home here in New York City, baby slept for 2 days. Okay. Like she was asleep. She was like, I am peopled out and I need to rest. But while we were there, we went on a tour of USC. So if you're a Trojan in the chat who watches this in the replay, if you watch it in the replay, just put replay. I think y'all do this fight on. I'm learning, y'all. College tours will have you learning all the things. I personally am a Falcon. Go Falcons from Bentley. So one of the things that was so interesting was that as Sanai introduced herself to folks, which she's reluctant to do, as we went through all of the different tours, folks were just took to her. And they were like, let me talk to you. Let me help you with this thing. Let me do this thing. I love your mama, so let me love you. And by the time we got home, she said to me, Mom, you know, there are people out there who really love me. They don't even know me though. And I was like, sis, that is a lucky position to be in, because look, adults are not out here just loving on young people all the time. Okay. And so she got to experience some of that first time, folks giving her their number, willing to write recommendations for her, just willing to extend their networks to make sure that she makes the right choice for her college education. So super excited that she has such a great network of aunties. But while she was at her exploration program, I ventured out and decided to do a workcation. Now, so ever since I was a little kid, since I was 14 years old, y'all, I've loved money and work. I don't know if it was watching my daddy work. My mom always had a full business and a full side hustle. She was a caterer from the time I was knee high, and also had a full-time job in healthcare. And so my parents have always worked. And I know y'all about to say, you know, you're Jamaican, right? True. Also, I've always seen like a really like strong, focused work ethic. I was listening to something the other day that talked about, for lots of folks, it was talking about Black American experience. And I think many of y'all, if you have not heard me say this before, I'm Caribbean American, and there's an act of resistance in the way in which we move through some of the obstacles that have been put in our way as a people. And I don't think I'm any different. I don't think my parents talked about work as resistance or taught as breaking generational curses or ties, but something that's always very important to me. So I like my little coin because I like my nails. Okay, y'all like these nails today? Can y'all see them? Can y'all see them? Can y'all see them? Real simple and easy. But I've been getting my nails done since I was a teenager. Like literally got my first job on the books because I was like, y'all don't want to pay for these acrylics? I'm gonna get them. These are mine now, y'all. But sis was out working. And so I've always like focused on getting whatever it is I needed. And so I found real comfort when I started working full time in work, similar to how I found real comfort when I was in school. I excelled in that environment. I was a shiner. Any of my friends who've known me for a really long time know that like Kishshana was about her books. Okay. I wasn't valedictorian, y'all, because I was in the streets, but I definitely was an A student. And so I've brought that into my work experience, sometimes for the good, right? So I've had some really great wins over the course of my career. I've raised a ridiculous amount of money. I've taken a bunch of organizations national. I have managed, dozens and dozens and dozens of people, hundreds of millions of dollars in book business. Great. All the wonderful things in the world have occurred. Also, I've worked until 1:00 in the morning, more times than I can count, on projects that maybe could have just waited till the next day. I have taken my laptop on more vacations, family outings, family dinners, Thanksgiving, kids' birthdays than one should ever do. I would venture to say you should never do that, but I have done it willingly, almost glad to go escape. And I started to wonder, how do I navigate needing to take a break and also the weight of needing to get stuff done? And so a few years ago, when I was a couple of years into entrepreneurship, and I'm looking on Facebook, y'all, to see what the comments are there because they're not showing live. Okay, we have comments there. I first started trying this workcation idea a few years ago. I was really burnt out. I don't think it was supposed to be a workcation. I think it was supposed to just be a vacation. But I took my laptop like I always do. Okay. And so I realized that what I really needed was a change of pace. And I needed a change of scenery. So again, I'm in a home office. It's beautiful. I feel very fortunate that I have a space dedicated in my home that I can work. I also look outside to the garage and trees. And it's sort of dark in here when I don't have the highlights on. And so every now and again, I need a new place. And I don't live close enough to a co-working space because I don't live in the city. And I don't have any fancy coffee shops in my neighborhood. It's Dunkin' Donuts down the street and a Starbucks is drive-through, probably about a couple miles up the road. And so I don't have a place unless I go sit in my grandma's driveway under the umbrella. My mom did suggest that yesterday, y'all. And so a workcation is an opportunity for me to really shift gears. And I found that when I was intentional in picking a place that was happy for me, that I could work in a different environment and get the benefit from being in a happy place, not feel guilty that I was working, and get a ton of stuff done. So sometimes just knocking out tasks, but other times really working on like some big thinking and strategy and having some time to sit and all that good stuff. And so I've been doing a workcation before it had a name. I even experimented with one of my best friends a few years ago, and she and I co-working together. Both of us are mamas, and so we had a Mama K. So it was a mama vacation workation. And we did that a few times, and it worked beautifully. We probably should bring that back. I'm sure there are, if you are a mama who watches this live or in the chat and you would want to get away to do a little work, a little relaxing, a little styling, a little talking away from the pattering feet, teenagers, preteens, and babies, let me know, because that is the kind of thing that we loved, and I would do it again. But I like the concept, right? But there's some things that you've got to be able to be thinking about going into a workcation that I did not discover. I didn't accept about myself and about what needs to be true. Hey, Rochelle in the chat. Whoop, whoop, Mama K. See, I gave you a shout out, boo. That I needed to understand about myself and accept. So number one, if you are thinking about going on a workation, Precious, you in? I'm here for it. If I get 10, I'm planning it. I'm just letting y'all know. If you're planning to do a workation, number one, you cannot do a workation in crisis. Because what's going to happen is that if your business is in flux because of cash flow, because you are building something new, you're in crunch time for whatever reason, you are not going to be able to concentrate on anything other than the minute, the in the weeds tasks that you have before you, and it's going to drive you banana boats. And so that's not a good time to go away. That might be a good time to step away. So a workcation can happen locally. You do not have to get on nobody's plane and pack a bag. It can happen right down the street at the pretty hotel. When you are in a place where you are in that kind of like whirling dervish, then my suggestion is you need a day or two a week to step away and do something that's really short and tight. But when I think of a workcation, I think of a longer period of time where you're going to have some work and you're going to have some relaxation. So crisis moment is not it. Newsflash, y'all, it feels like I'm always quietly in crisis. And crisis is not the right word. It feels like I'm always in an upheaval of some sorts. I'm changing things. I'm launching a new program. Another thing is landing behind. My speaking schedule is always packed. I'm trying to book new business. I'm bringing on new team members. I'm offboarding new team members. I'm talking to funders. Are y'all with me on that one? And so really being able to know that you can't do a workcation when you're in that level of like crunch, when your body, look at my shoulders, y'all, when your body is turned in and over, and just the idea of your to-do list makes you want to take a nap, eat cake, or do something. For me, it's eat cake, take a nap, and shop on Fendi. I just want y'all to know that's where it is for me. Then the workcation is not your thing. You need to do a step away. Oh, hey, Ma, you want to do a step away versus a getaway. Exactly. Now, when you are trying to do a workcation, to me, that means you can't quite turn off, but you can throttle down. And what I mean by throttle down is you are a 6th gear person. If anybody who's really in the fab crew, y'all are 5th gear, 6th gear people. Okay. We are high flyers, whether we want to be or not, whether we need to be or not. And so the goal is to throttle down to 3rd and then to 2nd, which means for me in real time, I was up at the same time every day. So keeping a routine was really, really important. I had standing meetings with my admin staff, which means that I didn't shut off. I wasn't like, you can't reach me. But we had a set time that we talked every day. And I worked with my team before I left on a finite number of things that I would be responsible for and needed to solve for in that time. So I went on my workcation with an agenda. Y'all see, look, my agenda space back there is a little bit empty, y'all, because now that it's on camera all the time, I never use it. Now it's a pretty picture. I should probably move that, y'all. But having an agenda, what do you want to accomplish that is going to move your life and business forward, your life and your career forward in that time? You could take a workcation because you need to work on the 16 team members you have evals. That should be company time. I don't want to take y'all PTO to do that. You could do a workcation because you want to work on your 5 to 9. And you need some time to be able to plan, and you can't do that at night when you are exhausted and you need a different space. So just think about, like, what do you want to accomplish during that time? Make sure there are a finite number of things that you actually want to be able to accomplish, and then cross 2 off. Okay, because let me tell you what, I know I had 5 solid things. And when I looked at the 5 solid things when I got there, I said, now, Kishshana, each thing has 19 moving parts. Take off 3. So make sure you do that. So make sure you have a plan of what you want to accomplish, cross off 2. Then make sure you talk with your team about what you are responsible for and what they will be responsible to move forward in that time, because you're still going to be working. Okay. The next thing I want y'all to do is pack light. Okay. So bag ladies, put your bags down, y'all, because let me tell you, I have gone on multiple workations with check luggage and carry-ons. And let me tell you what happened. All it was doing was working my muscles. Y'all see these muscles right here? They look real good, right? All I did was work my suitcase muscles, y'all, because I didn't wear a thing. Okay. 2 moo-moos, a partridge, and a pear tree is all I needed in my life. Okay. And so when you are packing for workcation, you're going to need something loose and flowy that you can wear multiple days. Okay. And if you're like me, look, I'm Jamaican, y'all, so the sweat is real. So bring good deodorant. You're going to need maybe 1 cute outfit, unless you are a content creator and that your business is in creating content, visual content. Then you might need something different. Even then, child, like, let me stand up one more time so I can give y'all a good look. Okay. Get a good t-shirt going on from the top and record content that way. And there you go. Life is up, moving on. Okay. And make sure that you pack the kind of equipment you'll need to be comfortable. So for me, it was having my own Wi-Fi. I purchased it ahead of time. Let me see if it's around here somewhere. I know I had it, y'all. I purchased my own external Wi-Fi because the one from Verizon was trash money for the 99 and 2000s. I'm looking for it, y'all, to see if I can find it to show it to you. Oh, haha. I was like, of course, when I needed it, it didn't disappear. Okay, so I had a little jetpack, y'all. And then I went onto the internet and I ordered some Wi-Fi that was good for 30 days. I ordered the amount I needed for streaming, etc. And because the hotel stuff is not reliable, and I was prepared to be able to go, but I didn't need anywhere close to the clothes that I brought. And I didn't need really any makeup. I didn't need any of that stuff. And I thought I would need it. But again, back to having a plan and then crossing some things off. So the reason I should have crossed off like content creation is because I was exhausted. And so I had things that actually had to be done. Content is nice to do because it's a longer lead time for me. It's very good lead capture for me over time, etc. And yet, let me tell you, I didn't have energy to do a darn thing. And I didn't have out my plan of what I was actually going to be recording content about. If I had the plan for what I was going to be recording content about, I would have then been more prepared to do that. Y'all see where I'm going with that? Okay, good. So equipment that you need to be able to be self-sufficient and comfortable. Some of y'all are going to need to walk with a fan because you're having personal summers. You're going to make sure you pack less clothes than you think you need. And you're going to want to schedule what you're going to be doing while you're there. Speaking of schedule, I want y'all to actually think about keeping a schedule for workcation. So if you're a night owl, drop it in the chat for me. If you're a night owl, drop it in the chat. If you are a night owl, drop it in the chat. If you're an early riser like me, I love you. Drop it in the chat. I want to be in bed by 8 o'clock. I never get there, but let me tell you, the desire starts really early. And so what I was able to do was plan my day similarly to how I'd want to be able to exist if I was at home and didn't have so many competing priorities. So believe it or not, I was able to get up with the sun every day, do my journaling, do my prayers, sit outside and watch the sunrise, which was a big deal for me. I was able, come on, AM crew in the house, of course. The night owls are there all night long, all night. Yes, come on. Another early riser right here. So I was able to watch the sunrise every day. My alarm clock went off every day. We got a bunch of night owls in the house. And I was able to enjoy my breakfast early in the morning. Okay, y'all, fresh face that, and then showered, done, work time. And so before 10 o'clock in the morning, I had already done something wonderful for myself for the day. I want to tell y'all I went to work out. I did not. And the gym was so good this last time. It was gorgeous. But I did walk in the neighborhood every afternoon. So if I'd done some better planning, I would have planned my walks for the morning time and the sunrise because I'm already awake. And then I would have been able to kill two birds with one stone. So really thinking through like how you want to plan your day. You don't have to be rigid, but I want you to be thinking about your natural rhythms so that you have the energy to get your work done. So if you know you're a night owl, then you should be spending your daytimes. First of all, who's a midday thriver? Oh my gosh. How do you get anything done? That means you do your AM activity, then you work, then you're done. Got it. Okay. And so if you're a nighttime person, that means planning an activity in the daytime. That means alerting your staff that you're not going to be available, or picking a couple of days that you're going to be available in that morning and not every single day. So speaking of timing, in order so that I did not feel like I was on the clock, I had one full day that I was in meetings. That day was dedicated going into the trip. I knew I was going to be up at 6 a.m. because I had meetings starting at 8. And then I had one half day for meetings. So clients didn't have a different experience that week in terms of anything other than my time, like what time I was available. And so that I think is really important as you're thinking through how you want to manage your workcation, particularly if you're in the middle of planning and activities. Like right now, I'm in the middle of activating the Rooted Retreat. And so talking to sponsors and answering questions from attendees and talking to partners, like that stuff still had to continue. And so I made space for that going into my workcation. Then each evening for me, I stopped at about 4:30. And I went to the beach for a couple of hours this last time and got a little sun. My tan's not that great this time, y'all. And then I went for a walk, and then I had dinner, and then I went into my night, and I did it again the next day. The benefit of doing it this way, in my opinion, is that you are able to take a step away from some of your creature comforts. Have y'all noticed that when you're in a hotel or in an Airbnb or something else, you kind of move a little different than when you're at home. You might move a little bit more quickly because you don't have as much stuff. You want to get on to the next thing, etc. And so really thinking about your space is the next thing I want to mention. So far we've covered having a plan, working on that plan with your team so that you're setting clear expectations, creating a schedule for yourself that matches your natural rhythms, packing less, packing the equipment you need to be comfortable. Come on, personal summer fans and so forth and equipment. And then making sure that you're really being thoughtful about the times of day that you are actually most productive and planning around that. And you're going to have to incorporate others into that planning. And so what I did not consider well the first few times that I did this last time is how I want to be. So I have lots of girlfriends who are Airbnb all day. So if you are Airbnb crew all day, VRBO people, drop it in the chat. They should sponsor us. Okay. If you're like me, you like 5-star accommodations and room service. And so thinking about the kind of accommodations that are going to help you to be most successful on a workcation is really, really important. If you are like, I never get to cook at home, but I want to be able to do that now, then getting an Airbnb, for example, that has a really great kitchen and is close to a supermarket that you can get off your plane, go drop your stuff, get to the supermarket and get your rhythm in day one is going to be really, really important for you. So really thinking about the environment that you want to be in. You may not want to be on the beach, but you may want to be looking at the beach or looking at the mountains or looking at the woods, looking at the desert. So deciding where you are going to get that sort of like environmental energy from is really, really critical. And I would say I'll do a couple more things that I think are really important around a workcation, not putting so much pressure on yourself for outcomes that are really, really big. Because the reality is, even if you do a workcation locally, so a staycation workcation, the probability is high that the phone is still going to be ringing, that you're still going to have things you need to attend to, and you're going to want to really take a break. And so really being kind to yourself around the kind of time, which is why I said, if you are really under the gun, then just doing a step back is all you've got. Stay local, take a day, grab your laptop, whatever fits in there, and a water bottle, keep it moving and come back home that night. If you have some more space, the further you travel away, if you have to get on a plane, get in a car, etc., when you're at the 3 hour or more mark, y'all, you need a day of travel on each side. And so if you're anything like me, you need some time to really like reset yourself and reorient. And so one of the tricks that I've learned from another entrepreneur girlfriend of mine who travels quite frequently is to shift your mindset. You need an activity that's going to be able to do that. Her suggestion to me when I was trying to figure out how to enjoy vacation was, as soon as she lands and gets to the city, the resort, the Airbnb, wherever she's going, she has an appointment booked to get a massage, a facial, something that says life is different now. And I found that worked really, really well when I tried it. When she said it, I was like, that is not going to work. Okay. It works really, really well. And so in your workcation, are you building a pause into that work time so that something is different? Are you building an opportunity to go on an excursion? Are you going on a nature hike? Are you going to get a massage? Are you going to get a facial? Are you going to go try an exercise class you didn't try before? Are you going to go do a cooking class? Something that makes a break in your work week so you're not just picking up your work and working somewhere else. So those are some of the things that I thought were really, really helpful to me over time as I did workations. And I found that I was really productive. I found that I got a lot of stuff done. I found that I cried a lot. Because you end up working, it's just you, yourself, and I, okay? You can't really do a workation when your family's around, so I'm going to be really clear about that, y'all. So this is something that you would do for yourself or with others who are doing the exact same thing you are. I found it to be very eye-opening for what needed to be true for me in my business and in the work that I needed to do coming into this next part of the year. So I typically do a workation in the summertime, somewhere in that spring, summer area, and then in the dead of winter, because for me, it really helps me in the wintertime to be able to access sun. Sun and beach is my happy place. So I have other friends who the woods are their happy place, other friends who the desert are. So wherever your happy place is, if you're able to do that. And then there might be some of y'all who are like, Kishshana, who can afford this? Who can afford this? Well, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm talking from a place of privilege. I am an entrepreneur. I found a way to make one, and because I'm working, this is a part of the business I'm doing, and business did not stop for me during that time. And so this is a part of the expenses and stuff that I do for the year. So I actually budget and plan for this step back. So it's like doing a work retreat, a CEO retreat. Some people call it different things. But I'm not just going to think and pontificate about life, y'all. I really am actually like some boxes are getting ticked, if you will. And if I am clear going into my planning time, then I make space to be able to actually really, really think about some things I have to do. So one of the things that came out of me doing this workation, for example, is simplifying my business. Y'all, I'm a multi-hyphenate. I'm a Gemini. I'm somebody mama, the baby going to college. There's so many things that I have had my hands in, and my team members who have just been along with me for the ride. And so I am making some decisions around Kishshana & Co. and my family of brands, because I run multiple businesses, about what things I'm going to let go and what things I'm going to simplify. Some things are going to shock folks. They're going to be surprised. Some things I've shocked myself. I've cried for the last several weeks over the things that I want to let go, because killing your darlings, as my girlfriend Rochelle always says, my sis, is really hard to do, right? And so the gift of being an entrepreneur, the gift in being in the CEO seat, sometimes is that you get to be the visionary. You get to think big, think differently. The challenge and the responsibility that comes with that, which is why workations for me are so important, is that you also have to make really tough decisions. And oftentimes you as a decision maker don't have anybody you are accountable to except yourself, because you are responsible for other people and their livelihood. And that weight causes you to hesitate. But I've had to make some hard decisions, and a workcation allowed me the space away from my desk here, away from my hot lights, away from the baby, away from the dog who's probably outside wondering why she can't get in, the doorbell ringing, my mama coming over, my brother coming, like away from all the stuff, to be able to think clearly and then have a go forward that makes a lot of sense. So there's a lot of benefit to being able to have an intentional time to step away to work in a location that makes you happy. And also there's a responsibility that comes with that, which is why I have talked you through some of the ways in which planning for a workcation makes so much sense. If y'all are on LinkedIn, there's an article that Ariana Huffington wrote the first week of July. So it was a week that I actually went away about workations. And I thought it was so ironic because I was like, why do I not write about the things that I do? And there was a poll and lots of folks were like, would love to do it, feel uncomfortable, wouldn't know how it's supposed to happen. And I was like, well, here's how it happens. And so I hope that whether you are an executive in a corporate or nonprofit organization or government entity who follows along with the leadership and management work that I do, I hope that if you are a CEO running your own practice, growing company, a multitude of companies, I hope that if you're an employee trying to figure out what you want to do next and have your side hustle going, that I've given you some ideas about how to navigate managing your work and also your desire and your need to take a step back. And that a workcation for me has been a really great way to meet myself there. And so now next month when I take a vacation, I would have had the opportunity to have throttled down. Remember I said we go from 6th gear to 3rd and 2nd. So I feel like I've had some respite. I've still been able to get my work done, psychological, y'all. So that I'm able to throttle back up, which is where I am right now, to be able to really activate on some of the things I need to get done so that when I take a real pause and take a vacation, I will feel like that I'm in a space and a place to enjoy it. Not that I've earned it, because I'm not into that language anymore, but that I can enjoy it. So I hope that was super helpful. If you are like Kishshana, I don't even know how I can get to the workcation portion of the program. I just need to figure out how I'm going to reset my whole life, because I just need to reset. Well, then I'm inviting you to join me and a bunch of really, really amazing women this September 29th through October 2nd at the Rooted Retreat, happening in Jamaica at Secrets Wild Orchard. It's going to be amazing. 4 days, 3 nights of rest, rejuvenation, and reset. That's what's critical. Professional and personal reset. Even in the last 2 years that we've done the Rooted Retreat virtually, folks have said they've gotten their careers together. They've gotten their family lives together. Folks have made all manner of life-changing decisions. And now we're going to do it in person in Jamaica, online if you can't make it. And I want you to be able to go to therootedretreat.com to be able to access that. I'd be really excited to see each of y'all in the building. So I want to make sure that you grab your spot for therootedretreat.com to be able to experience the reset you need to kind of shift your brain so that then 6 months after that, you're going into your first workcation in a healthy way. And then 6 months after that, you're going into another workcation in a healthy way. Remember, that's not vacation, y'all. Okay. A nice throttle down, but the Rooted Retreat will allow you to be able to reset. And so if you're a woman who is looking to do that, whether you're a business owner, you're a corporate executive, you're a nonprofit executive, a talent and search consultant, wherever you sit in your space, this is your opportunity to be able to plug in with us. And if you're like Kishshana, I just need to get more of how you are doing life, working with me on a VIP strategy day, helping you to figure out how to have the life you love, the career you love, to be healthy AF while you do it. You have the opportunity to book time with me to be able to do that. But if you want to do that in community, the Rooted Retreat is where it's at, y'all. I just want y'all to know it's where it's at. And so I'm super excited about that. All right, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. 30 minutes. I'm so excited. Okay, y'all, I am going to be doing this more regularly. I think this week I'm going to actually try audio. I'm going to talk to y'all at the end of the week. I got thoughts. And see how that works. If you are on LinkedIn, if you follow me on LinkedIn, you'll see an event for that pop up. I'm going to try that this week and see how I like it. If not, I will be back next week for another shot of vitamin K. And I'm going to leave y'all with more on the Rooted Retreat. I'm so excited about the work that we are doing, y'all. And I will see y'all real soon. not another Zoom call. How many times have you said that in your head this year, this month, this week, today? Now more than ever, Black women are often working under a cloak of stress and invisibility that forces us to adjust and cope far too often. And with never-ending Zoom meetings, conference calls, virtual team huddles, and other endless screen things, we're exhausted. Bottom line, we're zoomed out and we want out. What if I told you there's a premier experience that allows you to reconnect while you disconnect? The Rooted Collaborative is inviting you to join us in sunny Jamaica for the 2022 Rooted Retreat. For 3 rejuvenating days, your soul will be fed by our dynamic speakers, immersive conversations, and global community activities in ways that will ignite, empower, and revitalize you like never before. The stress doesn't deserve your best, you do. So treat yourself to the best at this year's Rooted Retreat presented by the Rooted Collaborative.